Good morning, people. Good morning, San Anselmo. I'm Guy Meyer. I am a candidate for town council, and the election is 5 days away. It's Thursday morning, and I just wanted to talk a little bit this morning about my fellow candidates for office and hoping what I say might reach somebody and have you cast a vote for me. Because I think every election cycle is very important, particularly if you have somebody who sees things a little different than the current trend. And I mean, I feel like the current trend is wide open. What is the current trend? I think a lot of us are wishing or believing that there's something fundamentally misguided about where our civilization is rolling, including the governmental voices. My contenders of the incumbents, two incumbents, Steve Berto and Ford Green, uh, have taken positions that are different than mine. It's conceivable. It seems that Ford and I have a greater alignment with the reality of how completely misguided the latest state mandates are for the housing. I'm not sure how deep Ford has grasped that. I'd like to talk to him about that. I'll be working with um, at least one other contender and my fellow council members, and I hope to work collaboratively, and I hope to be an influence to them, to you, as every human being needs to be, particularly if they aspire to take a role of responsibility and leadership. So the question of the state mandated housing is strongly out of balance with any sense of real progress in our world. And I thank Ford for using words that show that he is opposed to that. Um, in general, I'm opposed to the consolidation of local governments, including police forces or fire departments. Ford and I differ with that. I don't think you can be an independent voice without wanting to keep your community an independent community. And I think downstream from our decisions right now is when the children who are the children now will be adults, and our decisions that we make in the 2022 or in this decade are going to influence California for the next 10 or 20, 30 years. Um, so very important that we make these decisions and stand up for local democracy. It's really, I said in my little blurb on the voting pamphlet, it's a bedrock of democracy is local democracy. And to use a quote that I've used before from the Brown Act of California law, 1953, the people of this state do not yield their sovereignty to the agencies that serve them. It's such a beautiful statement. And I think it fundamentally points to where we need to be. And right now we've gone in the wrong direction. The agencies have decided that they have more power, that the people and local governments do not somehow have forfeited their right to rule, which is not true. We have not. Steve Berto is a very talented and good man, and he seems to follow the ideas of whatever the state says, that it's fine with him. If he was to win and I was to win, I would look forward to working with him collaboratively and trying to influence him to see that just because the state, some agency of the state is telling us that this somehow will lead to social justice or a better world when you restrain, confine, or coerce people into behaving a certain way, I would say that that's not social justice. That would, in fact, be the loss of civil liberties. Uh, to my contender, Terrell, who is seems to be strongly in favor of the mandated housing of California. I think, Terrell, that you sort of represent a lot of people in Marin and in California, a state that has become sort of dominated by a single party, the Democratic Party, that I think has lost its sense of what democracy is all about. And to be advocating this massive development, even though it's not, even though it's cynically said that, oh, they'll never build this much houses, there's nothing to worry about. These laws still dramatically take the powers away from local communities and put them in the hands of the developers and the big money. To think that they have an idea of what's best for the people is very misguided. This is not going to lead to social justice. It's going to lead to environmental destruction. It's going to lead to more the necessity of creating a California just filled with emergency services for this and that. That's what we're involved with right now until we discover the necessity for an ecological perspective on civilization, on California, carrying capacity. What is carrying capacity? Marin County with our reservoirs up there, beautiful pristine water. Are we going to take a scientific approach and keep developing new ways to keep our population ever growing, or do we have a different message to the whole planet that a stable population is necessary? That's where we're going. That's where we're evolving, and we gotta vision it. We gotta make this happen. We gotta declare it to be a this is the platform on which your children want to set their feet in the later stages of the 21st century. We're not growing forever. We're not, our destiny isn't cities on Mars. It's the planet Earth. This is us. Life is short. Got to take care of the planet. We've got to begin something really real. And I think the ice is breaking up here and people are starting to realize that they can think different. And thank you for your support, people. Talk to you soon. See you on the streets of San Anselmo. Bye-bye.